Hey everybody, Steve Gore, and this is our PTSD video number 6, but it's the second one in our safety protocol video series that we started yesterday. Last night I talked about how, as men, for the most part, our pride and the chance of being seen as weak if we ask for help works against us. And that was really where we kicked off with yesterday. We also talked about how the first step, is how I have to recognize myself that I'm sliding, and then text family members and whatnot to engage the safety protocol. If you missed yesterday's video, please go back and find it. It's either on my page or many other pages that people have shared it on. But let's pick up where we left off last night. I'm hoping you can see this here. Let's see. I think you can. Anyway, yesterday what we were talking about was, like I said, I have to recognize I'm sliding, the text message to family members, and that's to make sure our firearm in the house is secured. The second or the third thing I do is I'm texting, I'm sliding, keep your phone close to 5 other people, one in every time zone here in the States, to make sure someone's awake at all times. Number 4 is where we stopped at. I talked about a quiet space, and for me, it's my bedroom, and all I take in there is my phone, water, because you don't want to add alcohol to already a bad situation. You're going to need to hydrate. The TV is on, even though I'm not really watching it, just in case one of those moving images catches your attention and can break the thought process. And the volume set down a little bit lower than when I'm normally watching it, and that's just in case something catches my attention again and I'm able to break the thought process. We talked about how very important it is for our support, and this is for our spouses, wives, or husbands, or whatever in the house. Once we get to a point where we have to be in this quiet space, it's your job to protect us from the rest of the world. And we're already in this mindset, and things are moving in such an incredible pace and moving so fast and in a downward spiral that we can't handle any more stimulus, which is why we need to be in this quiet space and cut off from outside interference. And that means our kids. It really doesn't matter what the plans are, dinner with friends or people stopping by. You know, it's just, hey, this is a no-fly zone. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to wait for another day. And it's your job to insulate us and protect us from even our own kids. Now, in doing that, when you give us that type of support to where we can be in a quiet space by ourselves, we're trying to be as still as possible. If we're not up and moving around, we can't hurt ourselves. So that's why it's so important that if you're in a quiet space, just be still. Lay down, relax, try to ground yourself. And the reason why it's so important you do that, and these two work together, is you know that when we're overloaded, we're going to take on an outburst if it's just one more little thing topples the cart. So being still in a quiet space, we can't hurt ourselves, and we also can't hurt those we love around us, our others. And that's why that is so very, very important that we have that cutoff and the support from other halves. A lot of people that follow me on Facebook and a lot of people that know us out for what we do in our charity works, Kathy is my other half. Half of the boundaries that are facing younger couples we don't have to deal with. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is just our age. We're older, so a lot of these things...
Speak for yourself, I'm not old.
I mean... So there you go. See that now, either I'm a ventriloquist or Kathy's real. There's a lot of people that think that the rest of my team members are my imaginary friends. And to be honest with you, I do have some imaginary friends, but no, they're real. And for you ladies that are out there, spouses of, Kathy has read books on post-traumatic stress. She lives this just like you do, and it is very hard, and our hats are off to you. But here's Kathy. She has a couple of books she wanted to recommend for you to help with your communication and help with your understanding. How's that? Is that good? She got Pedro the Pit Bull.
So Steve mentions all the time, and he gives me too much credit, that when I first met him, I went to the library and I got books and all that. But that's kind of what I do. So I really just I have Kindle. So I went out and I searched on Amazon for Kindle. And this book, probably can't see it, When Someone You Love Suffers from Post-Traumatic Stress, What to Expect and What You Can Do. That was a really good book, and it's written from, it's no offense, but it's not just military perspective. It talks about victims of crime. It talks about people who are victims of accidents. So it gives different perspectives, right? The other thing I did was I went out online on the internet and I just searched for post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, and I found different support groups. I found just informational websites, and one of the things that I found was that a lot of, well, I won't say a lot, but many of those groups are a lot for whiny babies, and that's not what I was after. I wanted education and information. So you just have to kind of search and find what works for you and for your particular situation. But there's lots of good information and resources out there. You just have to look and find it. I think that's pretty much all that I wanted to say, other than I am not old. I'm much, much younger than Steve is, just saying.
So nice. Anyway, like we said in the other videos, you have to be proactive. You really do, whether it's you and your families. And once again, if you were diagnosed with any number of many horrible afflictions, cancer, heart disease, and things like that, you would all circle the wagons and you would actively pursue as much information as you could find. Alternative treatments, cutting edge treatments, alternative medicines, all that stuff. And you have to do the same thing when diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. We focus on PTSD at its core and the commonalities here, because that is where I think the answer is going to be found. And once again, we're not sharing with you anything that is ours. It was given to me by the Vietnam veterans while I traveled with them in 2012, and it was an amazing gift. And that's what we're doing here. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not asking you for donations. This is all free to you also, as it was given to me. I've been fighting it now 8 years, and I have a pretty good life. I still have some down times, but they don't have me anymore. I don't have the suicidal ideology like I used to in a planning way. It's just time is the biggest thing, and also knowledge. That's a big one. We're going to get into some further videos where we're going to start teaching you things to help you retrain that thought process. Once again, we do know for you married couples, man, you're both in this. One suffers with the actual affliction. The other one gets the collateral damage of it. And it's very hard on both people. And it takes a very heavy toll on your families and everything else. So please, as a spouse, remember that go back and see the other videos. This is number 6, okay? Second part of the safety protocol, but number 6 in the series. Go back and look for them either on Chainsaws for Charity's Facebook page. Probably be easier because I share a lot of other stuff on my personal page, but they are there. You just have to scroll down and find them. But this safety protocol can help you start communication. Kathy recommended the books and everything. And, man, you can really work together, and that'll empower your relationship and yourselves also. So give it a shot. Please follow along tomorrow. We'll get into the rest of the safety protocol. We'll do a quick summary of the whole thing. And then we're gonna shift gears a little bit and get out of the doom and gloom of PTSD and start to help you see there are some positives. See that there is, you know, a great life, you know, with post-traumatic stress. It's just everything that we're programmed for and everything we're taught out there is so bleak, you know. But stay in the game. It's a holiday season. It is what it is, and it is for me too. But you know what? I'm here 8 years after the fact, and I'm still going. And we're hoping to get you spun around, and you're going to be able to help people like I am, because someone else helped me. I'm now trying to help you. Anyway, have a great day, and tomorrow we'll try shooting for the same time if we can. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kathy.
Welcome.
And y'all have a great night. Thank you.